Welcome to the 757 Renaissance Man Podcast. On this episode, we chop it up with Skee, owner of Got Fish. We discuss the Got Fish grind, one step at a time, stepping out on faith, food truck red tape, going from food trucks to brick and mortar, then having to close for COVID, what it means to serve great food, exceed expectations, and to love people, being fishers of men. Let's have a conversation with Skee, the owner of Got Fish. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 757 Renaissance Man Podcast. I have a guilty pleasure on the line today. One of my favorite, let's say when I'm taking a small vacation from my diet, one of my favorite places to go. I am chopping up with my man Skee from Got Fish. How you doing this morning, sir?
Hey, good morning, my brother. Peace and blessings to you.
Well, you gotta give it to him like on the truck. Yeah.
I know what time it is. Pull up. We're here.
Yeah, man, it's good to be sitting here talking to you today, sir.
Likewise.
I am an extreme fan not only of the food, but of the grind. And you know, I've been rocking with you since the little truck.
Yeah. 2017, man. 2017 September is when that jumped off. So it's been a journey, and I appreciate you for seeing us through it.
So tell us, how did that come about? How did you make the transition from not being Got Fish to Got Fish?
Yeah. Man, that was a long time coming. People see that, you know, they see it from the little truck perspective. And like I said, that was in September of 2017. But man, you go back 3-4 years before that, when I first purchased that trailer that I originally turned into the first food truck. I purchased that about 3.5 years before I actually started the business or had an idea of what the business was even going to be. I knew in my heart that I wanted to work for myself and create a space where I could be my own boss and, you know, have freedom of time and, you know, write my own schedule and things like that. So that way I can do what's important to me. So that was always just the goal, to have that liberty, of freedom of time. And so when I bought the truck, I was living in Baltimore at that time. So I bought a trailer and I was like, man, I'm gonna start a food truck one day. So, you know, I had that in mind. So I bought the trailer and then began to put like the hood system in there as I came into some money. You know, of course I was working a full-time job at that time, living in another state. The trailer was here at my aunt's house in Norfolk. Okay. In her backyard, man. It was just empty and bare, you know. And then I was like, man, I need to start doing something. So just buying little stuff here and there. And then, you know, about 3 years passed, and you know, it was like the Lord urged me to move back to Virginia from Baltimore. So me and my wife and the kids came back down here, and I was working on the the Portsmouth Naval Hospital. I was operating a restaurant as a general manager there in the food court. Okay. And I stayed there for a while, for about 1.5 years and some change. And, you know, the Lord urged me to start my business. And I was afraid, you know, I heard him, I understood what he was saying, but it was like, man, I'm secure where I am. You know, the job is cushioned, man. I was closed by 1 o'clock on Saturdays, off on Sundays. You know what I mean? It was a good job, man. But it got bad, you know, after the Lord urged me to go and I didn't leave. Things started changing for the worse, and it was nothing that I was doing.
He was trying to tell you what was up.
Yeah, you know, he was just trying to put me on, you know what I mean? And I wasn't really trying to hear it at that time. My wife was even like, you should just start your business, you know, I support you, you know? And at that point, it was like, all right, maybe I should really reconsider this and start to look at it. And at that point, I started to work. I was working. I made my mind up that I was going to do it. So what happened was I was working a full-time job, and I would come home in the evening and start to do work in the food truck, building out stuff, getting materials and supplies, doing whatever I can with my own hands to be as diligent as possible. And then the stuff that I couldn't do, I was outsourcing, getting those people to come in and make that happen for me. And, you know, and to the point where it got to, I was about 85% complete the truck. And I was like, okay, it's time for me to quit and just give this my all. So I gave my 2-week notice. And from that point on, I just began to work on finishing up my truck, man. And the rest is pretty much history.
How, so at this time, food trucks are big everywhere, except for in Hampton Roads when you first started. How, what kind of obstacles did you have with, you know, permitting and getting out on the road?
Yeah, that was probably the hardest part. There was food trucks here. It's funny you say that. They wasn't here before me. Because we kind of made it like really. The Lord blessed us to make it really popular to be a food truck. With our food, our customer service, and our level of cleanliness that we delivered, I think created a different approach and appeal to different people in the food truck industry and outside the food truck industry to draw them in. But food truck was already here. They had some organizations going already.
But it wasn't like popular.
Yeah,
like,
it wasn't.
I was used to traveling to other places, and you see, like in Baltimore. In Baltimore, you seek out the food truck.
Yeah. It was like the thing, you know. What I'm saying?
Like in California, you would overlook a restaurant to go to a food truck.
Absolutely, man. But like you said, it was happening here. It wasn't really popular, and I think that's what the Lord, allowed us to kind of open that up for a lot of people and for ourselves. But man, that was the hardest part. Nobody to teach you, nobody to learn from. It was pretty much, you get out there, hit the pavement, and you learn on your own. So it was me going to every single city. I operated in all 7 cities, so I would have to go down to all 7 city halls, getting a vendor packet.
And everybody's rules are different.
Getting taxes, getting the taxes. Just understanding each locality, what you can do, what you can't do. So that was a lot of the homework. You know what I mean? And that was a lot of the preparation involved, is understanding what you can and can't do. And then once you get that established, it kind of paves the way for you to go forward, because you know what to do and you know what not to do. You know the steps to take and the steps not to take. So educating yourself on the business, going down to these city halls, getting their food vendor packets, asking questions, calling people from the city, just being persistent in that and to get the right information, because each city is different. But man, once you break that red tape and you have that knowledge, that wisdom, you're able to go forward and operate and flow without having a lot of hiccups. You know what I mean? Because man, the food industry is a lot of hiccups, especially with the food truck vendors, man. Being able to park here, can't park there, is a lot going on. And people aren't likely to help you in that industry for whatever reason. I don't know what it is, but it's really hard to find somebody to help you and assist you along with understanding what to do and what not to do. They see everybody as competition and things like that, but there's no brotherly love to help, you know what I mean, assistance or anything like that. But man, just doing my homework and seeing it through and preparing myself, and that's what helped us, to go forward.
Nice. So how many trucks did it grow to?
Two. Yeah. Hey, we started September of 2017 in our first truck. That was a small truck, man. That was a 6x12. I still don't even know how we even started in that truck, man. It was crazy tight. It was me and my boy Joe. We grew into another cashier. That was my girl Liv. So it was like 3 of us on the truck consistently. My wife would join us at times, and my son. My pops would jump on, when we needed extra help, whatever. But it was consistently like a 3 to 4 man crew on that little truck. But we went from the little truck 6x12, and like I said, we started September of 2017. 6 months later, going into March, I purchased the second trailer, which was an 8.5 by 16 foot trailer. And that was a bigger one. And we rode in that for about a year, close to a year and a half. And then from that point, we went into our first location.
Amen.
Yeah, amen.
So, okay, now that we brought that up, let's talk about how the timing was, because like you got your first location and like 2 weeks later, COVID.
Yes, no, it was exactly 8 weeks later. Man, I remember it like yesterday. No, we actually, like I said, we went from a small truck, and then 6 months later, we got a larger truck. And then from there, we stayed in there for about a year and a half. And then going into our second year, actually into our second year of business, we opened up February of 2020, our first location. Man, that's just a testament of how fast the Lord was moving in our business and in our lives. So just being faithful and diligent will, yield an increase and yield a fruit for you in your business. Just wanted to say that. But man, we got there. We opened up in February 2020. 8 weeks later, in March, the whole thing went south, and we had to close the doors down. We closed for about, I think, 5 to 6 weeks during the pandemic when it first hit, and then we opened back up, and we were not letting people inside, just doing the curbside and ordering from the door, things of that nature, doing whatever we can to keep afloat and keep the doors open. But the Lord provided, and we're still here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
One thing I always want to give you your props for is your staff. You have excellent staff. I know if you're there or if you're not there, it's still going to be good, consistent food and service. Nice. And one of the things I'm really was happy to see when you opened up the store, a lot of the same faces from the truck were in the store. And that really solidified it for me. Like, yeah, this is about to be good.
Yeah, man. We try to keep it family oriented. You know what I mean? Like I said, I started the business with some close people that was around me, friends and family. At this point, my son work here, my dad, some of my friends work here, cousins. Yeah, it's a family thing, man. And we're here for a purpose. And we come in every day with that purpose in mind to deliver the mission, which is to serve great food, exceed expectations, and to love people. And those things are non-negotiable for us. So it's how we do business. It's our governing factor and our decision making on how these things are impacted on whether or not we should or do something or should not do something. So we kind of stick to our mission statement and govern our decisions from that. So whether I'm here or not, we should be using that to make the right decisions.
Yes. So my daughter is 14. She's about to be 15.
Yeah.
I'm about to send her your way.
Come on.
Let her find out what some real work is.
Yeah, it's real, man. It's relentless. And you got to have a high standard if you're going to maintain, what you establish and to keep it going in the right direction.
Yeah. So I'm going to flip it. Instead of saying, got fish, why fish?
Why fish? Man, the Lord told me I'll be fishers of men. There's so many reasons why fish. But overall, the overarching thing is that, the Lord spoke a word into my life and he said, I'll be fishers of men. Didn't really understand what that would look like. I know what it means, but never understood what it really looks like for me, because each individual in Christ is different. Each individual's purpose is different. So, the way that we are all called to fish for men at some point in life. And that's basically witnessing the gospel of Jesus Christ to an individual, to get them saved, and to bring them into the sheepfold. But that purpose is different for each individual. And I didn't really understand what that looked like for me. I just knew I wanted to do a food truck. And then the Lord talked to me about being the fishers of men. But I can go back, man, to my 20 years, early teens, 13, 14 years old, 12 years old. I was with my dad living in New Jersey, and he had a food truck. We sold fish and chips on the food truck. So like selling fish was always a part of my family, part of something that we did. Fish fries, that was big in my family, family cookouts, all that type of stuff. So like it was something that we naturally already did, so it was like, okay, when it came down to it, it was like, the Lord spoke and said, and be fishers of men. And I was like, all right, so I'm gonna sell seafood. Now I'm thinking about fish, and it was just like, okay, how do we go from there? And it just kind of expanded as I moved forward in the vision, and I was able to make clear decisions.
Awesome. So you should already know what my favorite things are off your menu. Yeah. I love just the fish and chips. I love my lobster tail.
Yeah.
But I got to get that new mac and cheese. I haven't had that yet.
Yeah. The mac and cheese, man, is one of my favorites because, growing up, you're used to a traditional mac and cheese and everybody, the baked mac and cheese. I just wanted to do something a little bit different. Our approach is different. So it's not to blend in with anyone. It's to make ourselves stand out and be unique. But man, the white cheddar mac is phenomenal. I love it. And I think that is a great addition to go with. It pairs with everything well on the menu, especially the lobster mac. That thing hit.
Yeah, that's what I need that.
Yeah.
So what do you order from your restaurant?
Man, I eat a little bit of everything, man. I kind of pick around. I've been on the Krabby Chips lately.
Okay.
They've been one of my favorites. The corn has been one of my favorites, and the grilled shrimp salad.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of where I've been at the last few weeks. A couple weeks ago, matter of fact, I take that back. I took a piece of cake home last Thursday, and I sat it on the counter. My wife took a piece, and then my daughter took a piece. I took a piece. It was gone, and then the whole house was looking for more cake. And I'm like, "Wow, this is good." You know what I mean? And I haven't had it probably at that point. It was probably at least a couple months since the last time I tried the cake. So it was really refreshing and good to even taste it and to see how good it is. And I understood why people come back.
Where do you get those big old steroid filled shrimp? No shrimp like they've been lifting weights.
There's no steroids in the shrimp, man. They natural shrimp, chemical free and all that type of stuff. But we order colossal shrimp, man. They come in 13 to 15 shrimp per pound. We don't do jumbo. We don't do anything below that. So if it's not 13 to 15 shrimp a pound, then it's not being accepted here
You
at
should
Got
change it to the Debo shrimp.
Man, those shrimp are expensive, man. They cost to be that big, and like it does, our prices don't reflect what we actually pay for them on the menu. We lose money when we sell shrimp for the most part, but we make a profit on the other things. But I'm willing to sacrifice that to offer people a quality product at a reasonable price. You know what I mean? And like I said, we're in it to be successful. We're in it to expand, but money isn't the driving force for us. It's the vision of the Lord, man. We bring people together. We create a great atmosphere for people to be in. I'm able to impact the community I'm in by adding value to it, teaching and training individuals to be professional, to operate from a different standard, a higher standard above the industry. So it has a broader approach to it than just the financial aspect, and that's just a byproduct for us here, to be quite frank with you. We need it to survive. We need it to go forward. It's a resource and it's necessary, but at the same time, it's not our driving force in the decisions that we make.
So I want you to know that once I started feeling comfortable going to restaurants and eating, your restaurant was one of the first ones I had to get to.
Amen.
Yeah, I didn't stay and sit, but I got it
Yeah.
and got out. But I
Yeah,
had to
yeah.
go, and I had to make sure that y'all was still okay.
Appreciate that.
Because like you say, it's more than just being a customer. It's like being family.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's the vibe we want to create, man. We want to be, a staple in the community, and we want to bring people in and just enjoy the service, enjoy the atmosphere, and enjoy the food. And that's what we have to offer and bring to the table.
What was the transition like going from the truck to the restaurant?
Man, that was rough. That was a really rough
And do
transition.
you still have people that request the truck?
Yeah. So let me answer the second part. Yeah, we get people to request a truck all the time, and it's something that we might do again. We're looking at, later on in the future, maybe, this summer or going into next summer, to get another truck up and rolling. At the moment, we're kind of focused on, the internal expansion of the buildings, but I think the truck might be another option for us as well. First question. What was the first question again?
What was it like going from the truck
Yeah.
to the restaurant?
Man, that was a tough transition. We went from working in a little truck to a whole giant store. So, the focus had to be different. The diligence had to be different. The standards had to be different. It was just a whole nother approach to the way that we did business. In a different sense, having to see the customer all the way through. With the truck, it's kind of, in our favor. You come up to the truck, you get the food, you're going. That's pretty much the end of your experience. But here, you walk in and your experience starts, by, someone greeting you at the door and helping you with the menu, to taking your order, people preparing your order, people checking to make sure the order is accurate and up to standard. Then you got the cleanliness of the dining room, your bathrooms, the whole atmosphere. It's a whole lot you're responsible for and in charge of. So shifting the mindset of myself and my team to be aware of all these things on a consistent basis and deliver the brand probably was the hardest part.
Mm-hmm.
We lost a lot of people in the transition, not in the transition, but, once the pandemic hit, even, some of the people that were on with us from the truck really couldn't, make that transition into how things were going in this direction versus how they were in the truck. There's a little bit of a disconnect there. So it was a rough patch, man. Plus we were super busy, like super busy.
Extremely busy.
Yeah, unbelievably busy, So what we did in the truck was nothing compared to what we're doing in the store, so we had to totally adapt our systems and the way that we did things, and in the beginning, I would say it was a eye-opening experience. It was a rough experience, but given where we are now, I think that we kind of hit our plateau and we kind of leveled out to where we should be, and we can flow at a consistent level that's acceptable to the company and the customer.
Yeah, when you say you were busy, I was there for the soft opening, and then I couldn't get no more for about 2 weeks. And I was like, that's my boy.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. It was unbelievable. And then the pandemic hit, and just all that was just gone.
Right.
So we kind of lost the honeymoon phase of our opening, man. It was rough, because normally you operate, a good 3 to 4 months in the honeymoon after opening a restaurant where everybody wants to come and you kind of get ahead financially and things like that. We didn't really have that opportunity, but the Lord provided.
Yes, he did. Yeah, man.
Yeah, amen.
Wow, let me think. What do I want to talk about now? What do you have upcoming? You got any secrets you can share that may be coming to the menu?
Secrets to the menu. Yeah, man. We got we do seasonal desserts now. I don't know if you know, but right now our banana pudding pie cup is our number one right now seasonal dessert.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, it's really good, man. But that's going to switch out here soon. Hopefully the end of the month, we're going to go into a strawberry shortcake, and we're going to use our butter crunch cake as the base.
Okay.
So we working on a new creation with that. So that's something that's new that people should be on the lookout for. Trying to switch it up to where, offering a fresh seasonal dessert that kind of fits the mood. It's going to be sunny outside, nice and hot, something a little bit lighter, some strawberries, a little bit of cream, you know what I mean, with a nice piece of cake. So trying to keep it fresh.
All right, so I wanted to wear my Red Got Fish shirt today.
Yeah.
But I didn't wear it out, and I need another one. So I'm
done.
just going to put that out there in the universe.
On me, man. I got you, man. No problem. I appreciate you for supporting and rocking the merch.
Man, I would wear the shirt, and people would chase me down like, yo, you work for Got Fish? Where they at right now? Like, I don't know where they at right now.
It's phenomenal, man. It's phenomenal that what the Lord has done through our business and through us as individuals, man. I really appreciate it, and I don't take it for granted at all. And that's why we operate from the standard we do. Is my way of saying thank you. You get to come in here and get great service in a great atmosphere, a clean restaurant, and high food quality all the way through. Just a totally great experience that I'm responsible for to give back to the customers that come through the door.
I think we should have a battle between you and Chick-fil-A.
Absolutely, man.
That's
where I'm going. That's the direction I'm going for. Chick-fil-A has established themselves over the years through their customer service, through their consistent food quality, and through their cleanliness, and we plan to do the same.
Man, I was in there eating one day, and I don't know who the lady was, but she was an older lady. And I just sat down, I got my drink, I was eating my food, my drink got halfway full, and she was like, you want a refill? And I had to give her a double take, like, oh, really? You do
that? Yeah, we did that prior to the pandemic. That was one of our steps of service for, our dining room people to offer drink refills, carry-out trays, and everything like that. One of my gifts, man, is hospitality and service. Mm-hmm. So I share my gifts with my staff. I share my gifts with my leadership team. I share my gifts with anybody that come through the door. So I want people to feel how I would feel if I was walking into the establishment.
Mm-hmm. And you already had me with the truck, so
thank you.
Like you say, fish is a meal. When I walked into the restaurant, so for the first time, it was like this. Come on in, bro.
Yeah. It's like you can fish, man. You don't have to say a word. Sometimes you can let your atmosphere speak. You can let the food speak. You can let the service speak, and those type of things open up and spark so many different conversations and avenues to travel. It just opens the door for so much more.
I had to have you on here, man. I am so proud of your journey, your work, and your vision. Let the people know how they can get in touch with you, where they can find a restaurant, how they can order online, how they can get this deliciousness in their life.
Yeah, thank you, man. Again, first, I appreciate you for having me. I thank you for your support, your continued support. Like I said, you've been there since the beginning.
Yeah, bro.
Kids used to come out that joint all the time, man. But no, I appreciate you guys. But they can find us at gotfishseafood.com. You can order online. You can do catering on gotfishseafood.com, pre-orders. Anything you can think of is pretty much on our website. We're located at 14 Town Center Way in Hampton. And you can check us out, man. We open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 3 and 4 to 8 p.m. Closed on Sunday and Monday. And we coming to Chesapeake.
Word.
Coming to Chesapeake, man. It's on its way. It's in the works. Hopefully by mid-year, you should see us in that direction, and stay tuned for that.
Do you have an area already in mind? Like, I don't want an address or nothing, but like an area.
Greenbrier.
Greenbrier works for me.
Greenbrier, yeah. So that's what we're working on now. Lord willing, we should be over there mid-year and ready to service that area.
Yeah, you know, Mom Dukes live over there, so
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's my excuse. Like, yeah, man, I was coming to see you. Come in, get one of these lobster tails.
Facts.
Man, I took her. Oh, so before we sign off, I gotta tell the story. The first time she had your truck, you were in Portsmouth, and it was, I believe it was the weekend of Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Come on, Mom, I'm gonna get you some food." So she thought I was taking her to a restaurant.
Yeah.
We put up to the food truck. I could feel the vibe. I could feel it. Boy, I don't even have no truck. What are you trying to do?
Yeah.
Mama, hold on. You got to see. This is different. So we had to pull up like 30 minutes before you guys open, so we could be one of the first ones in the line.
Yep.
Boy, I don't want to be out here staying. I got my good shoes. Mama, just come on. Just come on.
Yeah.
Mama. So we got there. She got her food. She had her face on. Soon as that container cracked open, it was like you could see the atmosphere change. The lights came down from heaven. It was like, ah. So the next time a holiday came up, we going to that truck, son.
That's a beautiful thing, man. That's a beautiful thing. I love stories like that. That was one of the things that we were able to really establish ourselves on, is the presentation, the food quality from out of a truck, man, because most people don't deliver like that coming out of a truck, but it just shows the pride and the level of expertise that we have to deliver a great product to our customers. And that's what it's really all about, staying consistent.
All right, sign off. Give it to them like they'll get it if they was on the truck.
Yeah, y'all come check us out. 14 Town Center Way. We gonna be here. Po' boys, lobster tails, crabby fries, all that goodness, crab cakes, all that. You know what time it is. And don't forget your butter crunch cake.
Don't forget the cake. Ladies and gentlemen, 757 Renaissance Man. I'm Sean. That's Skee Got Fish, and we out.